Was that supposed to be a theme song?
I'm not an acapella artist. Hey, you know what? It was fucking close enough that you knew what it was supposed to be. Where's my money?
Oh my god!
I want my fucking royalties.
Where's my money? Where's my bitch?
Anyway, moving on.
Hello, friends. Thank you for joining me today, and I'm glad you did because we've got something pretty great for you today, and that is another Versus vidcast with my friends Zach and Cole as usual. Oh! Welcome, boys. Welcome, boys.
It's like sounding the fucking horn.
If you need the boys, you do the hey-o, and they come running.
We do. It's true. It's like we are legally obligated to show up.
Yay, it drifted through a mountain pass on the snowy air.
Yep. Oh. Wow.
Like, I dig myself out of the snow.
Just like, wait, like...
Yeah, it's real far off. It's reflecting off the mountain.
Zach, he has heard the call.
Like a meerkat, just...
Oh my god. So, I don't know if you can tell based on my background, but I moved again. I know.
I guess, well, you two have moved since I got to my new location in my kitchen, so that means I'm probably going to have to move my fucking desk setup. Yeah, I probably should, so you guys don't have to see my fucking messy-ass kitchen every fucking episode.
Let me see, what's the dishwasher?
It's open.
This will be the last vidcast with this in the background because...
Is your office finally set up?
It will be Friday. I'm moving the rest of my stuff out of my old apartment into this one, so my new background will be Chanel's desk.
Oh yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
If
anything adds some flavor to it, because then Chanel might be working in the background or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, my background's Chelsea's desk, and I've got Jingle Squad here.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
It's just hanging out in the background.
How was your move, Sam?
Oh my god. So it was good, except for one thing. So it's like we hired a moving company. The candor, I don't know if that's the right word, but that's what I'm going to go with. And if I say with enough confidence, nobody's going to question me. I'm of the candor that...
Dude, it's 2021. We can go change the Wikipedia page.
That's very true. I'm of the candor that I will never move without a moving company again. Because I am almost 30. I've evolved past the point where I need to move heavy fucking furniture myself. Yep. And yes... I moved some stuff by myself, a few boxes here and there, a couple of little things, my TV, stuff I was afraid that was going to break. But, like, they took boxes, they took all of the furniture, everything came through great.
It's so nice.
The guys that were helping out, that were moving, were great. They did a great job. Everything was fine. Until we get to the new apartment. And again, this is not a discredit of the guys. This is not anything. They did what they could. They're moving some stuff in, and they get my sofa. So we have a sofa love seat. And Cole, you know how much I love that sofa. You slept on it. It's a great sofa.
Very comfy sofa.
Really ties the whole room together.
Exactly. And so. They bring a couple of things in, and they're going to bring the sofa. Well, the sofa does not fit up the stairs. There is like the angle is a little too awkward for it to fit up the stairs. So they bring it down and they put it underneath like the awning of the parking structure so that it doesn't get wet because it's kind of drizzling a little bit.
It is Seattle,
and
as it is wont to do in the Pacific Northwest.
Yep.
And they're just like, well, we could pull it up that railing because the way that my the stairs are, you go up a flight, you go around, there's a landing with a railing, and you go up another flight, and you're at my apartment door. And so it's like, well, we could pull it up that railing and just go straight up, and I was like, but there's a chance it might not fit around the corner of the doorway of your apartment. I was like, well, let's try it. And so get the straps hooked up to it. We get everything else and we hoist this couch up over this railing. And we got permission from the apartment complex to do this. He was like, yeah, do what you have to do. It'll be fine. Yeah. Okay. So we get it up into the entryway and it kind of goes in, but it's too big. The ceiling's not high enough in the entryway, like the corner, like they cannot get it in. So we pull it back down and we're just like, what the fuck? And the guys are just like, well, we can pull it up we don't have the equipment for it, but if we did, we could pull it up the back balcony, hoist it up. And it's like, you can do that? And they're like, yeah. And since we just need to reschedule a time so we can bring the equipment back. And I was like, okay. And so the apartment complex has this like storage unit in the back of the complex that the couch is currently locked in right now. And what we have is our love seat and then the sofa cushions on the floor while we await these guys to come back. So it hasn't happened yet. As we're recording this, it's going to be happening on this coming Monday.
Nice.
And it will have happened by the time this episode comes out. So the next podcast, I'll tell the story of how it went.
Yeah. I'm worried about my desk because I'm not using the same desk that I did at my old apartment because it was literally like my childhood family's like kitchen table that I just stole. And I've had it ever since I moved out when I was in college. Yeah. 3 out of the 4 legs are broken. Sam, you actually saw it whenever you...
I did.
Yeah. But I'm using like this big steel, basically lab table going forward. It's really big and industrial and bulky. It's never going to break ever.
Sure. The fucking metal butcher block.
Yeah, but like I'm afraid that here I'll move my camera. You guys can't see me right now, but I'm just gonna kind of get up and show. I'm afraid that it's not gonna go through this door, and if it does, it's gonna hit this wall. And I don't have the funds to take care of that. So I'm definitely making sure that the movers have like some kind of insurance policy.
Well, did the legs come off or no?
No. This thing is a big ass fucking solid piece.
Because are you worried about the wall? You're not worried about the wall that goes into your kitchen. You're worried about the one that goes into your dining area, right?
I'm worried about the wall that goes into my office.
That's a pretty narrow hallway.
No, it'll like they'll be able to get it into like the apartment. That won't be an issue at all whatsoever.
So for the viewers, we can't see Cole right now because his front-facing camera's broken. So you guys get to enjoy his face for this. We are spared for several on this episode.
Yeah, spared. You know what I might consider, Cole, is like taking a bunch of like blankets and like taping it around the edges so that it creates like a cushion, like a bumper.
I probably will. That's a good idea.
Just get those fucking big, thick blue like moving blankets.
Yeah.
I'm excited to have it all done though, because like this room has been empty basically. Like we had huge plans for it for so long now, and it's just been empty.
That's the room that I unconsciously inchwormed across while I was sleeping. Because I fell asleep in the middle of the floor and woke up with my back against that wall.
There will hopefully be, by the time you guys come back, there will be 2 couches in the living room, and then there will be like a love seat in the office, because we're planning on turning the office into kind of like a gaming and entertainment / creator space.
So that was so when we were down in Tennessee earlier this year, the first night we're all at Cole's place. The first night that I was there, we were all at Cole's place, and literally we're getting ready to go to bed, and Sam's laying on the main couch, and I almost wish I could have seen it from Sam's perspective, because I walk up to the love seat, look at it, look to see if it's stitched on, then I just ripped the cover up because it was only Velcroed on, and I was like, good night, and then I just walked back into the room.
Walked away. Just walked back in. And it worked.
I had a plan, and it fucking worked.
Yeah.
Have a plan, execute.
Yeah.
That's really all it is.
So
I'm just as a final thing. I really enjoy the apartment. I just wish that the hallway was bigger.
I have an interesting story to share with you guys.
What's up?
Okay. I've been told that I will hate this story.
Yeah, but not. And I think Cole will definitely appreciate it and not appreciate it too.
Okay, that's interesting.
Late August, early September, I was down in Florida on a vacation, and the first few days were spent out in Sailfish Point, which is an island off the east coast of Florida, kind of like a miniature Key West almost. Mm-hmm. Well, the first night that I was there, I got up to go to the bathroom, and the person I was staying with, my ex, we were in one room together, and all my stuff was in another room. And I didn't want to wake her up, so I went to the other room to use the bathroom. And when I came out of the bath, so just to preface this, so we're staying with her grandfather and his girlfriend, and it is an ornate house. Like, I should have taken pictures of the interior. This shit was nicer than anything I'll probably ever live in. I mean, it was like a 7,000 square foot house, like with like vaulted ceilings and there was a walkway, and then it had a saltwater pool. It was absolutely fucking gorgeous. Well, at night when the alarm system is on, there is a motion detector in the living room that dings whenever. And I found that out because I went to go grab a fucking a drink, and it goes ding whenever basically it detects movement in the living room. So I am, and that was like right before we went to bed when I found that out. So then it was probably like 2 a.m. I get up, I go to the bathroom, I come out, and every room has these big sliding glass doors that look out toward the ocean. When I look, and there's these 3 lights in the sky that are like really bright. I'm like, that's weird. I was like, that's not a plane or whatever. Well, then one starts blinking.
Uh-oh.
And it starts blinking. I'm like, that's really fucking weird. Well, then, so like when you shine a flashlight at glass, how it gives you that halo on one side?
Yeah.
Well, it starts doing that to match the blinking, and it gets real fucking bright, like almost to the point where I can't look at it. So then all of a sudden, just like that, it stops, and they fade, and they blink out of existence. And I'm like, that was fucking bizarre. Did I just see another UFO? And I'm not making this up. I fucking hand on the Bible. I'm standing there going, that was fucking weird. Probably for about 30 seconds. And then I hear the motion detector ding in the living room. So I sort of stand there, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I don't hear anything. And then I don't even, like, I got to the door, I didn't even peek into the living room. I just fucking went right back to the other room, shut the door, locked it, and laid awake for about an hour and a half, just waiting for something, anything.
Don't fuck with it. It won't fuck with you.
But I'm pretty sure I saw a fucking UFO, and then to have that fucking motion detector ding, I was like, oh fuck.
Oh no.
So no, yeah, that's...
You're right, Zach. I do fucking hate
it. Yeah, no, that was pretty fucking scary.
That legit made my skin fucking crawl.
It made my skin crawl too.
I thought it was gonna go in a completely different direction. Like I thought you were gonna like do something that I've done, which is completely be aware of like the security system, but not fully aware of how it works, and then you set it off and wake everyone else in the house up.
No.
See, that would have been the funny ending to that story.
I did that on my 21st birthday.
I've done that at my parents' house because, like, years after I was gone, they changed the fucking passcode.
Well, so my uncle, I love him to death. When I was turning 21, he calls me. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing for your birthday?" I was like, "I don't know. I think like me and a couple of friends who are of age are just going to go to a bar, and because I was always one of the older ones out of my friend group, we're going to go to a bar and grab some drinks. He's like, "Fuck that! You're coming to Atlanta. I'm taking you to a Falcons game." I was like, "Hell yeah, okay, sure."
Fuck that! You're coming to Atlanta. It's just a short couple-hour drive.
Yeah. I was like, I got nothing else to do. Like, why not? So I drove down to Atlanta, and I realized I was like, "Oh shit! Hey, I'll spend the night, obviously, but then I have to be back for class because I had an 8 a.m. in Athens that next morning." And the professor already hated me. I'm almost
didn't want to give him more reason.
Well, it wouldn't have mattered. I'm pretty sure. I'm 90% sure he gave me a D- just to get me the fuck out of his class.
Sounds like something I'd do.
Yeah,
to you specifically.
Yeah, no. This goes deep. I'll tell you guys off camera. Okay. But. We go to the game, we go tailgate, everyone's like, hanging out. My uncle's like, "It's Perm's birthday," and they're like, "Okay, yeah." And so they're all handing me drinks. So I'm like drinking all through the tailgate, I'm drinking all through the game, drinking after the game. We don't get home until like 2 a.m.
Jesus.
I get 2.5, 3 hours of sleep. And
you can't have been anywhere close to sober by the time.
Oh no, I was in that weird state of like, you're close to sober, you're way more hungover than you are drunk.
Oh,
but you're still kind of drunk.
But you have that little bit of drunken, like, oh god, oh, I'm never doing that again energy going on. And so I'm like packed all my bag, I'm getting ready to go, and like, okay, I know I'm parked out front. Cleve didn't tell me how to get out of here. Yes, I'm just gonna. He knows I have to leave early.
I have context. We have context for who these people are now.
Yeah. It's Cleve.
Okay.
So I'm leaving their house, and he lives in a nicer neighborhood, so their security system is fan-fucking-tastic. I unlock the front door, and as soon as I open the door, it sounds like a fucking air raid siren going off.
Yeah, those.
Right.
Yeah,
like there are lights flashing in the house, like whole nine.
Security drone gets deployed.
I swear to God, I thought it was like
carrion monster bursts out of nowhere.
like there's a voice pops up and is like, "Attention, intruder! The police have been notified."
No,
and I was like, no, and Cleve like runs. I was like, "It's me! I have to go to class."
So there were multiple times when I used to work the 4 to midnight shift at the hospital that I'd end up coming home at like 2, 3 in the morning because I'd finish up my shift and go work out. And as I'd be pulling into the driveway, I would send my father a text. "It's me coming in. Don't shoot me." So, looping back to the Florida story, which is freaking me out to think about now even more. Have you guys ever had anything happen like that? Because I've had it happen twice. Once in the Florida,
like ghostly shit?
Ghost or UFO or just some kind of fucking otherworldly like experience.
So I told the only reason why I'm not saving this for like our Halloween vidcast is because I told this in a video I did last year for Spooky Month.
Gotcha. I didn't even think of that. I should have saved it for the fucking Halloween.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Well, we can do more spooky stuff next episode. It's okay. So this is the story. This is the reason why I don't fuck with like ghosts and shit anymore, like ever. because so when
Except
I was
for the band. Except for the band.
We fuck with Ghost of the Band. Ghost of the Band is great.
Are you on the square?
So anyway, I've mentioned many times before that when you are from Ohio, you have a couple of options available to you for things to do, and that is go to Waffle House, hang out, walk around Walmart at 3 in the morning or Meijer at 3 in the morning. Go to Steak and Shake, maybe. Break into abandoned buildings is a thing you can do. Become a pro wrestler. A lot of pro wrestlers are from Ohio. You could get hooked on to heroin. That's another thing you could do.
Are you sure you didn't grow up in Athens, dude? Because you're describing a lot of my childhood.
Even the heroin?
Not for me personally, but...
Not for me. I know a couple. But like one of the things that people really did pretty frequently in Ohio was they would go ghost hunting. Because like the ghost show, like Ghost Adventures, like all those shows were pretty popular around the time when I was growing up.
Hello?
Coming up in the game.
Is there anyone there? I heard a voice.
Hey demons, it's me, your boy.
Yeah, as a kid you're scared. As an adult you're like, fucking please.
Just
yeah. But that's the other thing. That's the other thing about Ohio is that there's like a lot of haunted things. Allegedly haunted things in Ohio. It's one of the highest like places that has kind of like the highest amount of like haunted things in the state per like whatever statistic or whatever. And so. A bunch of my friends, like, they started like this ghost hunting group, and I was always very skeptical of ghosts. I was like, this is dumb. But because I was like always bored, and it was a way to take like a trip for a weekend to like go somewhere.
Yeah.
I would go with them just to go, and so I went on a couple, and I was just like, this is goofy, whatever. We went to this graveyard. It was a couple hours out of Dayton, and we went to this place, and it was this graveyard, and it was just like this really like stone, like really busted out like stone fence, and we had gotten a place to stay. It was a little bit outside of town, and we had gotten a place to stay, and we drove out of town, went to this graveyard. It was a pretty big, like I don't say like a medium sized graveyard. It was enough where like. At night, if you were standing on one end of the graveyard and your friend was standing on the other end, like you wouldn't be able to see them because it was so dark.
Gotcha.
So that was about how big it was. So it wasn't huge, but it was still pretty sizable, and it was just surrounded by this like stone fence, and it was kind of like crumbling. And so we were walking around. I had my flashlight on, and I was walking around like the edge of the graveyard, and there was this like part of the wall that was like completely taken down. There's like a hole that lit out into the woods, and I do not know what came over me in this moment, because this is not something I would ever do then or now. Is I was just like, okay, I'll go, and I walked through the hole into the woods.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like literally, like something just like I just went. Like I don't know what I can't explain why.
Dude,
I just went into.
Thank you.
Well, hold on.
Oh shit! There's more.
It gets worse. So I walk into the woods, and I have my flashlight on, and the flashlight's like illuminating the area. But then, just all of a sudden, there was it was pitch black, and I'm not talking like. The flashlight went off and I could kind of see like the vague outlines of trees. I mean like, and I didn't feel anything, but I mean like somebody put their hands over my eyes like this and I could see nothing. Like it was black. And I just couldn't see anything. And then I just like, I got really cold, and I felt like this like weird tickle like right here.
Oh, dude, you definitely were fucking with a ghost.
Yeah, and then like it was incredibly faint, and it was very hard to make out. But I remember hearing on the same side of my neck that was getting touched. I remember hearing "turn back," just like very like very quiet, very faint, like very and it was still at this point it was still completely black, and I had walked a good maybe 2 yards into the woods at this point. And when I finally was able to see, my flashlight was on again, and I was at the hole in the wall of the fence facing the graveyard. And I didn't walk, I didn't move. I had walked out, all that happened, and then when I could see again, I was facing inside the graveyard. And I walked up and was like, we gotta fucking go now.
Fuck that.
And that's the only experience like that I've ever had. But like it was enough. I don't fuck with ghosts. I don't fuck with Ouija boards. I don't fuck with shit. Leave me alone.
I've never had a ghostly experience like that. But I've had 2 where I'm pretty sure I fucking saw a UFO and there were aliens around. But before
was this a separate one, including the one you just told us, or is that
there are 2 total? There is another one, but I want Cole. Do you have anything like this?
Not really. I mean, I thought back in the day, like younger me was like, oh yeah, no, for sure, that was like a ghost or something like that. Like, we would, I've lived in East Tennessee all my life, and so there's tons of that kind of shit around here. Just because we haven't been the greatest people historically. So, like, we would go up to like a quarry where supposedly some bad shit happened, and you would hear like it get real quiet and be really really dark, and you would hear like what you think are footsteps, and you're like, oh shit, it's a ghost, everyone run, and what in reality is probably just an animal, probably just
so I have a
walking. The scariest thing, I think, maybe it was me and my like best friend. We were like, we were in high school for sure, but we were like staying out at his place in the country, and we were walking around the neighborhood at night doing dumb miscreant bullshit.
Just being general charlatans and
rat shit.
We were doing dumb shit. And I remember he was like, hey, you wait here. I'm going to go see if...
Never split the party.
Yeah. I'm going to run up the road real fast. I was like, all right, cool. We were fully TPing houses.
As you do.
And then a mummy showed up.
So like
a Frankenstein
I'm just like crouched down in the middle of this field. It's high enough like that if I'm crouched down, you can't see me from the road, or like you probably couldn't even see me from like a nearby house. It's you're that much concealment. And so I see him, kind of like walk off or like jog up, and it's quiet, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and then I just hear like, and it's like him like sprinting, and he's just like looking at me. I was like, go, 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 go.
Fuck that.
And so I take off, and I'm like, oh shit, was there someone there? He's like, no. I was like, no. Was it a dog? He's like, no, just shut the fuck up and run.
Skinwalker.
And so I'm running. I was like, did someone who owns a see? He was like, no. And we finally like get back to like his place, and I was like, what the fuck? What happened? And he's like, I don't know. I got up to like the cul-de-sac, and there's like woods that surround all of these. And he said that he looked in the woods. He thought he saw a person, but then it was too like spindly.
No.
He thought he saw it move, and so he bolted. And he's like, I don't know what it was. I didn't like it. I was like, it was a tree. He's like, I swear to God, it's not a fucking tree. Trees don't have heads like that.
So I don't know why, but like the imagery of like it's humanoid, but then it's way too small and its limbs are way too long. Fucking just strikes a fucking like primal nerve in me for some reason.
I have no idea. I have no idea what he saw, but I assume it was trees, and he was just freaking out in the dark.
Was this Brooke?
Yeah, it's Brooke.
Brooke saw Siren Head.
Yeah. No, Brooke probably saw like a fern that was brand new. And it being 3 a.m., thought it was some kind of crazy, like, demon ghost cryptid that was going to, like, snatch ne'er-do-well children.
Wait, you guys remember Night House when we were playing that? The fucking cat skill guy?
Yes.
Cat skin?
Yeah, that kind of imagery, fucking thank you.
We saw him. But yeah, no, nothing really. Then again, I never fucked with any of like the, hey, this is definitely some like sketchy shit. Like, let's go.
So my two
let's go
were
check
never
out an Indian burial ground or something like that. Like, no, I'm good.
My two, and I actually gave the best one first. Definitely didn't save the best for last. But my two were just like, I was sort of a standby, or stander by, passerby, what the fuck ever. And then just I happened to be in the right place at the wrong time. Apparently, God, just that fucking feeling of standing there and hearing that fucking motion detector still gets me. The second one happened when I was in 5th grade, so I was about 11 years old. It was right after we'd gotten my German Shepherd, and like I said, this one isn't nearly as terrifying as the first one, but she was a puppy, and I was out walking her before I went to school, and so it was probably like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, and it was late in the year. It was like October, November, and
it was a night just like tonight.
Well, no, the sun was just starting. The sun was just starting to come up. Fucking make sure. And I looked up in the sky, and there was a light moving. And so my parents live in a pretty rural area, but you still see planes all the time. But again, it's kind of a similar thing, except the ones in Florida were stationary. But there was a light that was going, but it was moving really fucking fast, and it was just a bright, steady white light. So it wasn't a plane, and it was just moving way too fucking fast too. And I fucking looked at it; it was there. It crossed the horizon, and then it was gone. And I was like, that was weird. And then for the rest of the day, it felt like I was being watched.
No.
It was fucking bizarre.
No. I don't have anything with like UFOs or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen 2 UFOs, or because it was the weirdest thing for that though, other than the motion detector, was how fucking it was just bright, but then it looked like, had the brightness of like someone shining the flashlight into the fucking glass while I was looking at it. That was so fucking strange.
Don't like it.
They tried to neuralize your ass, buddy.
Yeah, right. Fucking.
Well, Cole's story, before you tell your things, that Cole's story reminded me of when we were in Tennessee. Remember we were driving past that statue?
I'm well fucking familiar.
Which statue?
I can't remember where we were. I think it was
in front of the school off of Brainerd Road.
We had driven past the choo-choo, and we were going past that school, and me and Zach were in the back screaming about, is that a statue or is that a fucking Skinwalker?
We were possibly heckling a Skinwalker.
Possibly, yeah.
But so a funny thing. So in one of the, I think it's like book 8 or 9 in the series that Deception is in. There's a part where a team is in Chernobyl.
Oh wow! And
they're moving through, and they're sort of because it's quiet and it's raining, and they're sort of talking about like, a lot of people died here. Sometimes you can still hear like a shout or a guitar playing or something like that. And the guy who's saying it's like, it's some say it's the souls of the those who didn't make it out. And then I wrote that it's like, and they all froze because it sounds like there's a clattering of pots and pans that's just seemingly coming from everywhere and nowhere. And one of the SEALs on the team looks at the guy and goes, "If that was you, I'm gonna kick your ass." And the guy who says it goes, "That wasn't me."
Those places, though, I've heard stories of people who have been to places like that where like a lot of like
I almost
the camps in Germany, like all these not necessarily like haunted, but just like the feeling.
Well, I was gonna say, so I've heard, and I want to go because I feel like everyone should go to acknowledge the tragedy and just the atrocities. I want to go to Auschwitz to just see, because apparently pay my respects, because apparently there is like an oppressive feeling that just comes over you, and apparently it's just cold there. I did almost go to Chernobyl back in 2017. I was going to go to Ukraine on a business trip, actually. But then, because I was going to go with a company, we were going to go do assessments of the combat zones because Donbass and Donetsk and all that were still picking up. But then, like 3 days before we were going to fly out there, the Ukrainian government was like, "Oh, we're going, we can't get you safe passage to the fucking conflict zone. You're not going to be able to go." It's like, well, how the fuck am I going to do my assessments for Kiev? So we ended up pulling the plug on that, but we still might go. I would love to go check out
That'd be kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, it would be really neat. Although there's a great, I don't know if I still have it saved or not, but there was an article that came out where it's like, the wild dogs of Chernobyl and all that. It's like, one of the fucking rules if you go there is do not pet any of the wild dogs or the wild puppies that come up to you in Chernobyl because they have fallout in their fur and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And the pictures are just these fucking cute little puppy dogs. And so it's a picture of that with the headline, and then it's like a dude from Stalker, like a drawing of him, but he's got like the watery eyes. He's just bleh at the bottom.
I want to circle back to this because Chernobyl reminded me of something that I wanted to say, but like going to like the weird spooky things. So the new apartment complex, the where we live, like if I'm looking at the dumpster, it's like over there outside at the end of our like building. Mm-hmm. And so it's in like this, it's an apartment complex dumpster. It's in like the cage, and you throw stuff away. So I had to throw away before I went to work this morning. I went to the office and I took some trash to the bin. But the bin was not in the cage. It was out of the cage in like the fire lane at the end of the building. And I was standing there looking at it, and I was just like, this thing's a fucking mimic. I'm about to get eaten. I was not okay.
I had something like that happen back in 2017. It was right after the new Prey came out. And for some reason, I was doing rounds in the hospital, and it was like 9 or 10 at night, and for some reason, there was just a trash can in the middle of the hallway. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. So, of course, I took a picture of it and sent it to my brother on Snapchat. I was like, not today, mimic.
So going back to Chernobyl, have you guys seen the HBO show?
No, I've only seen like 3 scenes of it, and it looks phenomenal.
Everything. I haven't seen it. I want to.
One of the scenes I saw was where they fucking took a wrong turn and like looked down into the reactor as it's melting down, which is like, dude, fucking. At that point, you might as well just get comfortable because you're gonna die. I haven't seen that, but I have done extensive research into the disaster because that was 86. Let me double check the exact date. I'm 90% sure it was 86. But like to read the stories of the liquidators that they would send in, April 26, 1986. And just how
bad at math, good at dates, Zach James at your service.
good at dates of shit that I care about. The liquidators that they would send in, and just literally would be like, all right, guys, like they had pilots piloting helicopters and shit like that to dump water, and so they'd just be like, drink as much vodka as you want, and the pilots were like, this is great, I love vodka, I'm Russian, because the fucking powers that be were like, yeah, these guys are gonna die. Like they're gonna be even at that altitude, which was probably a couple hundred feet at the most. They're still gonna be exposed to so much radiation that they're just not gonna live. And then, I mean, there are stories that came out of dudes who went in and came out with different colored eyes, and just like all the different ways there was one dude who the radiation caused his body to just stop growing skin.
Oh.
Yeah, so he basically just died with no skin and shit like that. It was...
How's it going, smooth skin?
Exactly, but
basically.
But with the horrors of reality that would come with it. It's insane. And then, so I mean, Chernobyl nowadays, oh, go ahead.
Well, I was going to ask is, like, you said, like, what are the levels at, like, now?
It's pretty safe nowadays. There's still some area. It's still an exclusion zone, but it's opening up to tourists more and more because, obviously, the half-life of the radiation of the fallout is dying down. And also, the reactors themselves are in a giant fucking dome now. It got erected back in, I think, the late 2000s or early 2010s. Yeah, it's interesting. So if you look at Google imagery of it, it almost looks like there's like a fucking like arena where the fucking but like a closed arena because they just put a giant giant fucking
cement block on top of it.
I think it's like steel and cement or something like that to contain
Welcome to WrestleMania live from Chernobyl.
Yeah, that's a pay-per-view that I'd pay for. But the radiation, it's because of the ambient radiation, it's still an issue, and a lot of the stuff that absorbed it. So like it's cool because Chernobyl gives you almost like a snapshot of what early 1986 Soviet life was like.
Mm-hmm.
But like you can't really take any souvenirs back with you because they're going to be fucking irradiated,
fully ratted out,
and then and there's enough ambient / background radiation that it's affected some of the wildlife out there. It's affected some of the fauna out there. It's the closest we'll get to the movie Annihilation.
I hope so.
Yeah, you and me fucking both. So in my book, just to make it all about me again, because that one takes place in 2024, 2025. I think it takes place in both. That section takes part in 2025 though. So I wrote that in 2022, separatists came and fucking conducted an attack and basically blew up the dome, and that sent out a whole new wave of radiation, so the exclusion zone had to fucking expand even more. But yeah, it's really interesting. I'm planning on getting out there eventually, and when I do, I will be sure to fucking, if I don't do a full vlog, I'll definitely get some fucking footage, because you're allowed to bring drones and shit out there with you too. So
really,
that's kind of cool.
That's pretty cool.
Get some fucking badass quad rotor fucking imagery of it.
Yeah. This is kind of connected, because I asked about the show Chernobyl, which is an HBO show that I need to watch because I've heard it's very good.
Yes.
But one HBO show that I can highly recommend that I've been binging recently is fucking Succession.
Mm-hmm.
What's that about?
So it's about this guy. His name's Logan Roy, and he's just like self-made millionaire. He created like one of the biggest like media conglomerates in the world. And it's about like his 4 kids that are kind of like jockeying for position because he's like getting ready to retire. And it's one of those things where it's just like, I heard a lot about it and I was very wary about another show about powerful white people, but it's really fucking good. Like, it's so fucking good. Kieran Culkin, Macaulay Culkin's brother, is in it. He's one of the kids, and he's like the best part of the show. But like it's a really great show. So if you have HBO or HBO Max, definitely check out Succession. The new season is coming out, I believe, October 7th. This episode should be out before then, but yeah, check it out. Season 3 is coming, and I'm very excited about it. I need to finish Season 2 before that.
I'm excited because I know The Many Saints of Newark is going to come out in theaters, and it's going to stream on HBO.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the 1st of October.
Is it the 1st?
I think it's the 1st. I'm pretty sure.
I'm about to look up 2 release dates. Both are very important to this group.
Is the other one Dune?
Duh.
It's coming out, I think, in mid-October, because I'm trying to finish reading it before.
Many Saints of Newark is October 1st.
Oh, Dune is out on the 1st, too.
Oh, fuck.
No fucking way is that out on the 1st.
I only have like 4 more hours to get through. I'm in book 3 right now, so.
October 22nd. Where fucking Google say 1st?
Dune is coming out on the 22nd, you said?
The 22nd of October.
Cool. Yes. Then I'll definitely be done with it.
You got time.
It's really good
Cole
so
finally
far.
started reading it. It's so good.
It's really good so far. I'm glad really enjoyed it. Yeah. A lot of political intrigue that's written really well, because a lot of people don't write political intrigue that is,
and how
entertaining.
And also, how insane is it that he wrote it so well? Because that book came out in 1965, and it still holds up today.
From what I heard, he took a lot of inspiration from one of these kind of transcendental meditation gurus who do all this stuff exploring the inner machinations of the mind, that kind of thing, and that's got a lot of influence in the book, and I guess how the characters perceive the world, which is really cool to me. I forget the guy's name,
So I have a theory too as to why old sci-fi is still is like able to hold up as well as it does today, even though it was written fucking 50, 60 plus years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And that is because they were, you know, and my three examples that I always go to are Dune, Ender's Game, and Starship Troopers, which I believe all came out in the 50s and 60s.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I think they hold up so well is because they were forced to actually create interesting, creative, intriguing ideas.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have the technology yet. So they were like, what do we think is going to be, but how do I keep it grounded in reality?
The most recent example of decent science fiction that I can think that I've experienced was Leviathan Wakes, whiwhich is the first book in the Expanse trilogy, which is now on Amazon. Okay. I read the book. I was like, well, now I have to watch the show, and the show does not do a whole lot of justice to the books. The book kind of like reads as this really kind of interesting, like cyber noir almost.
Well, at the same time, I've heard the show is also still really fun.
No, the show is really good, but I'm being a snarky little dickhead because I'm like, I like the book better.
You mean your default state, Cole?
Yeah, also true.
Yeah.
I was going to defend Cole, but I'm going to hop on Sam's train with this.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was like a couple of the characters are written in the show very true to the like book, and that's what kind of gives their characters like this really kind of cool arc. And then you have other characters that are completely different, and I'm like, well, now I fucking hate the guy from the beginning, and now I'm not going to be able to like them going forward, even though I like them in the book.
I gotta agree with Cole on this one. I can't stand it when
they completely change characterizations.
It's one of the things I'm worried about with Dune.
Yeah,
because it is such a good, powerful read and a great story.
I have heard good things because it premiered in Venice already.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I think a couple days ago as we're recording this, but I've heard some good stuff. I've heard positive reactions for the movie. Because I'm sitting here, it's like that's the other thing too, is you brought up Ender's Game, and I was just like, I hope it's not Ender's Game.
Ender's Game, or an even bigger travesty was the fucking movie adaptation of Artemis Fowl, which I refused to see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Much like I refused to see Ender's Game.
There's like very rare occasion where like one of the reasons why I love Scott Pilgrim so much is because like for how little time they had,
or the abomination that was Aragon.
So I've never seen the Aragon movies, but I've played the Aragon video game.
Dude, so hold on. When did Aragon come out? Because I saw it in theaters.
It was way back.
Yeah. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why I like Scott Pilgrim so much, because it's so for as little time as they had to do a movie that covered the whole story, they did such a good job like adapting it. Like it's very good.
So Aragon came out in December of 2006, so I was 13. And even at 13, I was like, this is garbage compared to the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2006 was when I started high school. Wow.
I was in 6th grade.
I was
the other one too.
Somewhere.
I will maintain this argument until the day I fucking die. The ending of Watchmen, the movie, so much better than the book.
Agreed. Yeah. So I have a candle burning, and I guess because it's getting low, the way it just started like flickering, and I was like, no, not
again.
Really, really good, really fucking scary alien-related movies.
Okay.
Fire from the Sky. The Fourth Kind. You two should watch those before we do our Halloween episode.
I will do my best.
You're gonna hate me for watching them, but they're incredibly.
The Fourth Kind deals with sleep, correct?
Yeah, and you're never gonna look at snow owls the same way again.
Yeah, that's I vaguely remember that movie.
God
The
damn
owls
it.
are not what they seem.
So
Don't bring Twin Peaks to this. God damn it.
So this, I'm like on edge because I told that story now, and all I saw was like a thing of light, but I looked at it's the light bulb in someone's apartment across the way that was like shining perfectly through my blinds.
Ooh, I think
the fucking theremin starts playing in the background.
I think on that note, that seems like a good place to end it. But yeah,
God damn.
Thank you guys for another great vidcast. We will be back on Halloween.
Halloween.
So this is like a prelude to Halloween. Actually, my idea was I was going to release this on
fucking spooky stories on this episode.
Well, here's what I think I might do is instead of releasing this in the last day of September, I might just make it like the October 2nd or 3rd release for Spooky Month.
Sure.
And we'll have bookend spooky episodes.
Works for me.
Yeah, let's do that. So, happy Spooky Month. Welcome to it. Thank you so much for joining us.
Now the flannel and the beanie are even more appropriate.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm absolutely going to be wearing... I all of my fucking clothes and shit are just, away. And also, so when we come back, I'll have a flannel. I'm going to wear my pumpkin orange flannel.
As soon as Virginia hits a daily high of below 75, all the fishing shirts are getting pulled out of the closet, and all the flannels are going in.
We're there. We're there already here in Tennessee. It's nice.
I love it. Don't forget to check your smoke alarms and your carbon monoxide detectors. 'Tis the season.
Mm-hmm.
Should do it. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us. Do the good YouTube things, like, comment, and subscribe to let us know we're doing a good job, and hit the bell notification if you want to know when new episodes come out on the channel. YouTube will tell you. And as always, I wanted to remind you, have a great life. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.